The award that they just received, the family is named after Luke. Behind me is the family, and they're here to share Luke's story.
Thank you very much. First of all, we didn't realize there was going to be a Luke Butler Award until tonight, and so thank you to Make-A-Wish for naming the award after this tremendous honor. And obviously, Smiley and KJ, I think, are the first recipients because what Make-A-Wish does is give a child an opportunity that they wouldn't otherwise have. And for Luke, going on the radio was just something he loved doing. It was something he couldn't have done otherwise without them and Wish Bond. So we're obviously thrilled that they were the first recipients. So thank you to Make-A-Wish and thank you to KJ and Smiley. We'd like to thank the staff of Make-A-Wish for inviting us to tell Luke's story this evening, and to everyone who made the effort to attend this year's gala. We are Keith and Aaron Butler, and the proud parents of Samuel, Luke, Benjamin, and Sarah. Luke had the honor of having his wish granted in 2009 when he was 6 years old. Luke has an extensive health history since infancy. In November 2008, when he was 5 years old, he began first showing symptoms of the disease as it kind of progressed. Eventually, he was diagnosed with a complicated case of pulmonary vein stenosis with pulmonary hypertension. The vessels in his lungs that carry the oxygenated blood from the lungs back to the heart were tight, which caused pressure in the vascular system of his lungs and heart. Luke's body responded by growing abnormal blood vessels in his lungs. With a high pressure in his vascular system, it would cause these vessels to rupture and he would bleed into his lungs. This bleeding was destroying lung tissue, making it harder for him to breathe, and would cause him to cough up blood almost daily. Our relationship with Make-A-Wish actually goes back to the early 1980s. Aaron's cousin Lindsay had a wish granted through the Texas chapter. She's now a 28-year survivor of cancer. We were encouraged by Aaron. So we were encouraged by Aaron's family to refer Luke in the spring of 2009 when he was 6 years old. The process was smooth, and we were in good hands from the very beginning. Our pediatrician and pulmonologist were consulted, and we were approved. It was then that we first informed Luke that he was going to have a wish granted. This is where the dreaming started. We were matched up with two wonderful volunteers, Michael and Martha. Michael was our lead volunteer and did a great job of staying in contact with our family throughout the process. On the first visit, they came to our house with small gifts for all the kids and talked us through the process. Before they came, Luke was deciding on a wish. He'd be dreaming from everything from an inflatable water slide for our backyard to visiting a field of sunflowers to a Nickelodeon cruise. It was really fun to watch him think about what he would like. Before the meeting, we thought we'd settled on a wish. At the meeting, when Michael asked what he thought that he wanted for his wish, Luke got very quiet. Aaron and I looked at each other and thought, uh-oh. Knowing Luke, something interesting was going to come out. He stated that he wanted 5 blackberry bushes and an apple tree planted in the backyard. We had not told the kids yet that we were moving, so we were a little concerned about that wish. But Make-A-Wish volunteers asked him what a second wish would be. He eventually settled on wanting to visit a tropical paradise, making sandcastles with his brothers, and seeing pineapples grow. As part of the process, Make-A-Wish asked Luke to draw a picture of his wish. Luke, in an effort to make his pineapple as accurate as possible, looked up a picture of a real pineapple for reference. On Luke's first day of first grade, when he had just gotten home, our phone rang. It was Michael, our volunteer. He informed us that we were going to be sent to the Dole Pineapple Plantation in Oahu, Hawaii. Aaron took the phone call and said that Michael was as excited as we were with the incredible news. After a few tears, Aaron went outside and told Luke and the boys where we were going. Luke's reaction was priceless. He stripped off his shirt and ran screaming and yelling around the backyard. He was so loud that the neighbors came out to see what was going on. We were all so excited for Luke and that his wish was being granted, and of course a little excited for ourselves too. Britain Tavern in Noblesville held a fundraiser for Make-A-Wish. Luke got to be the MC for the evening talk on the microphone. Michael, our volunteer, took the day off from work and be with us for dinner portion. and Make-A-Wish was able to fund Luke's trip. We waited 4 months for our trip, which gave us just the right amount of time to build up the anticipation. Allison, our Make-A-Wish staff member that planned the trip, sent Luke a calendar so he could mark off the days. He had a pineapple-scented candle that we would burn in his room a little before he went to sleep. He talked about the trip all the time. Our volunteers sent small gifts every so often just to stay in touch. It was a great distraction for all of us from Luke's health needs. Luke felt so special that he would be given something so amazing. We left Indy on a snowy, cold morning, December 30th, 2009. A limo picked us up at the door, which the boys thought was amazing in and of itself. After a long day of flying, we left snowy Indiana and arrived in sunny Oahu. We spent our first evening on the beach in Waikiki, or Waikiki, as Luke called it, watching the sunset. We stayed at the Hyatt Regency, which was right on Waikiki. Even the parking garage had a spectacular view of the ocean. We ended up watching the sunset over the ocean every night while we were there. We also watched the sunrise the first morning as Luke woke up at 2 in the morning from jet lag. With a hotel room full of small awake boys, we were one of the first people on the beach at 4 in the morning. We spent the day boogie boarding on Waikiki Beach. We tried to no avail to have the kids take a nap that afternoon in preparation for the big evening. We left that afternoon for an amazing luau, Paradise Cove, full of traditional Hawaiian dancing and food. The boys and I were able to take a paddle boat out into the ocean with a guide. We all wore leis and had a wonderful time. That was New Year's Eve, but after a busy day, the kids were asleep early. We woke up briefly to see the fireworks over the ocean ring in 2010. On New Year's Day, we spent the day on the beach and hiked at the Nuana Poly State Park. The next few days were spent on the North Shore, watching the big waves, exploring the Honolulu Aquarium, and enjoying the beautiful weather. The boys and I were exploring a small cave on one of the northern beaches and found what turned out to be an immature, dried-out coconut. This coconut became very special to Luke, and we took it, possibly illegally, back to Indiana. Our last day in Hawaii was the best. Our day at the Dole Pineapple Plantation. We ate our fill of pineapple. We got lost in the largest mazes we got lost in one of the largest mazes in the world, shaped like a big pineapple. And took a ride on the Pineapple Express, the train that takes visitors through the actual pineapple fields. Luke got to see up close and personal how pineapples grow, therefore fulfilling his wish. He had saved all the spending money Make-A-Wish gave him to use as a gift store at the plantation. He chose pineapple and coconut candies, a dried pineapple to put on our Christmas tree, a book about how pineapples grow, and a pineapple cookbook. We ate lunch at the restaurant on the premises. It sold everything from pineapple chili to pineapple hot dogs to our favorite pineapple ice cream, all of which came in various pineapple dishes, which we could and we did take home. It was a great day. On our last morning, we sat on our balcony and looked at the ocean, enjoyed the spectacular view one last time, remembering our wonderful trip. We were able to enjoy each other's play, laugh, and bask in our tropical paradise. Luke's health held up all week, and for a minute we felt like a normal family on vacation. We ended up our time at the USS Arizona Memorial at Newport Harbor. Luke was upset that we had not brought flowers to leave in remembrance of the sailors. So he and his brother Samuel left tickets that they had received that highlighted a sailor that had lost his life on that infamous day. We watched them arrange those cards reverently in front of the memorial. In addition to Aaron and I sharing our thoughts, we'd like to have Samuel and Benjamin share a few memories of our trip. Samuel was 7 at the time, is now 11. Luke was 6, Benjamin was 4 on our trip, and is now 8. So, Samuel.
Good evening. My name is Samuel, and I am Luke's big brother. My favorite memories of our trip to Hawaii are playing in the waves and seeing crabs in the rock caves. We had a great time climbing Diamond Head and Escape Volcano. We enjoyed the Dole Pineapple Plantation, and especially like the Pineapple Express ride. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Benjamin, and I am Luke's little brother. My favorite part of our trip to Hawaii part of it had no roof. We all had a lot of fun on our trip. Thank you.
And I'd like to share Luke's words. When I went to Hawaii, dedicated to my family by Luke Butler. When I went to Hawaii, oh, when I went to Hawaii, we saw the sun sink below the horizon over the beautiful shore with the sun's rays turning red in a beautiful shade of, oh. It was 2 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up and I saw the beautiful moon over a lot of shining buildings with lots of lights on. When I was in Hawaii, oh, when I was in Hawaii, I saw the waves crash over the shore, over the bright sun. When I was in Hawaii, oh, when I was in Hawaii, the weather was so warm. Each day we played in the water. When I was in Hawaii, oh, when I was in Hawaii, I saw the world's biggest pineapple maze. When I was in Hawaii, oh, when I was in Hawaii, I saw the waterfall inside of my hotel. Luke spent a lot of time in the hospital. He would be separated from his brothers, and Keith and I would try and balance taking turns staying with Luke at the hospital, trying to still work, and shuffling the kids from one grandparent's house to another. We treasured that week all together more than anyone will ever know. A week in Hawaii is not something that we could ever provide for our children, so we were thankful and grateful for Luke's wish to be granted. We flew back to Indiana and re-engaged in our day-to-day lives, but our family was never the same after our trip to Hawaii. The gift that we received through the generosity of many touched our family in so many ways. Luke's Make-A-Wish trip to Hawaii turned out to be the only vacation that we ever took, just the 5 of us. Luke's condition started to decline in September of 2010, and after a series of massive pulmonary hemorrhages, we lost our Luke on August 29, 2011, when he was 8 years and 7 months old. Luke was so touched by his trip, and he talked about it all the time. He had a passion for Make-A-Wish, and he made it a personal goal to continue to raise money so other deserving children could have a wish granted. He participated in 3 Make-A-Wish Walk for Wishes, one in 2009, 2010, and 2011. He was asked to be an ambassador for the 2010 walk, and he took this role very seriously. He was concerned that he would be swamped by too many people wanting his autograph that day. So he sent in a few ringers to make sure that he felt extra special. One of the attributes that made Luke so special was that he never used his disease or his limitations to get out of anything, to gain anything, to elicit sympathy, or manipulate any situation. Luke wanted to be treated like everyone else. This, though, did not apply to Make-A-Wish. He loved the attention that the staff gave him and relished his opportunities to talk on the radio on the Smiley Morning Show and the Request-A-Thon. He loved heading his own wish team for the walks. He got to compete in a sandwich competition for a fundraiser that Panera did for Make-A-Wish. And he loved to just dream about other ways to make money, to raise money for Make-A-Wish. We made a family goal when Luke's wish was granted that we would forever pay it forward and forever be a part of the Make-A-Wish team. We chose to have Luke's memorial donations given to Make-A-Wish, and we continue to lead a team, Luke's Pineapple Express, every year at the walk. When Luke died, he was in the process of planning Luke's Flapjack Fun Bash, a pancake breakfast that he wanted to run out of our home to raise money for Make-A-Wish. He wanted Keith and I to buy things to then raffle off for it. But his side venture was that he wanted to charge $1. He was going to sit at a table and charge people $1 to let people shake his beloved coconut that he brought home from Hawaii. And given your generosity this evening, we would like to share with you a good shake from Coconutty in your honor, free of charge. Luke's wish blessed our family when he was here and has continued to be a source of comfort as we grieve the loss of him. His headstone, where he's buried, is flanked by a stone pineapple. Anytime we have family pictures taken, we bring Luke's coconut in honor and loving memory of our son. Luke died in the second week of 3rd grade, and he was very close to his teacher and classmates. We honored them on what would have been Luke's 9th birthday with a luau, complete with music, a pineapple slicing demonstration, and the pictures from our trip. As people gathered for his funeral, instead of playing music, we replayed the recordings of his voice on the request-a-thon. And during the funeral, we showed a collection of our pictures set to one of his very special songs from the trip. And when his brothers and his uncles and his aunt carried his casket from the church, we played his very special song, one of the Hawaiian songs that we had on the trip, because that was his favorite song and his favorite memory of his time here with us. His wish gave us so many ways to remember Luke during a happy and joyful time of his life. Many Make-A-Wish children go on to do well. They go into remission. They have a needed transplant or procedure, and they heal. They are rewarded and valued for their bravery with a wish. For those of us that do not get to keep our children, we are not only able to see them receive a wish, to dream with them about it, to enjoy it, but the memories of a happy time are gifts that we will treasure all of our lives. When my heart can't take Luke being gone, when I'm overwhelmed by longing for him, I close my eyes and I see those 3 boys on our beach in Hawaii, watching the waves come the beach. With Luke's wish, we were given a snapshot in time for us to treasure always. Luke's little sister, Sarah, was born 3 weeks after Luke died. We hope to someday stand with her on a white sandy beach in Hawaii and tell her about her brother when he was here, when he dreamed, and when his wish was granted. Tonight, we are thankful for you, the donors, for choosing to donate to Make-A-Wish. When you grant a wish, you encourage a child to fight harder, to dream big, and to look past their illness to the future. You're recognizing what has been taken away from them: their hair, their stamina, their ability to go to school, their health, and their opportunity to just live their life, like Luke used to say. You give them something special to look forward to make them feel special, to value the fight that they are fighting. You're not just giving them a trip or a playhouse or a shopping spree. You are giving them hope for the future. I've had the beautiful experience of becoming a wish-granting volunteer myself in the last 6 months, and I've been able to be a part of the wish-granting process for 3 exceptional young ladies. Part of Luke's legacy that he left for us was our commitment to Make-A-Wish, and we will continue to honor that in as many ways as possible. And we would like to thank you for joining us in fulfilling Luke's dream to grant as many wishes as possible. On behalf of Keith and I, our children, and of our Luke, we honor your generosity today and your commitment to bringing joy and hope to the lives of very deserving children and their families. Thank you for